Hi, welcome back to the NextGen Unfiltered Podcast, where we talk what everybody else is just thinking. Today, we're tackling a story that's blowing up in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark's rookie season, the attention, and most importantly, the growing list of injuries that's starting to worry even her biggest fans. So let's get into it. Is Caitlin Clark already at risk of being called injury-prone? Or is this just a rookie year speed bump for one of the most hyped players in basketball history? Let's get into it.
Before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed, following us on socials, and leaving those 5-star reviews. We see every comment, and your voice helps us shape this show. And seriously, we want your take on this one. Is the Caitlin Clark worry real, or is it all media hype? Let us know while you listen.
All right, so here's the context. Caitlin Clark enters the WNBA with the level of hype we've basically never seen for the women's game. She's a generational talent, she's selling out arenas, every game is nationally televised, and let's be honest, every defender is coming for her head. That's a huge amount of pressure. But here's the twist. Halfway into her rookie WNBA season, she's missed 8 out of 16 games. That's literally 50% of the games gone due to injuries. People are starting to ask, is she injury prone? Is this just normal wear and tear? Or is there something more?
That's the headline stat everyone's focusing on. 8 games out of 16 missed. The thing is, in the WNBA, you only get 40 games. It's not like the NBA where you get an 82-game season to bounce back. Miss a few games in this league and it really changes your team's whole playoff outlook. So let's break down the injuries. She's had a quad strain and a groin pull. Both of those are soft tissue injuries, meaning it's not something like a broken bone or torn ligament, but they're the types that linger and can add up over time, especially with a heavy load.
Here's what's wild. Go back and look at her college career. She played 139 games at Iowa and only missed 1. In high school, she missed 1 out of about 100 games, so what's changed? It's not just bad luck, and it's not like she's suddenly become fragile overnight. The difference now is the insane load she's carrying, physically, mentally, and emotionally. She's not just a rookie, she's the face of the league, the centerpiece of every opponent's scouting report, and basically the reason ESPN is showing fever games every week.
Exactly. And on top of that, she came right out of the longest, most intense college season imaginable. Finals, NCAA pressure, media, and then immediately jumped into the WNBA with barely any break. Think about that grind. There's barely time to recover, adjust, or even breathe. It's a recipe for fatigue and those nagging injuries we're seeing now. And if you ask any pro athlete, they'll tell you the jump from college to pro is massive, even for the best.
And let's not forget the defensive pressure. Caitlin's being picked up full court every night. She's running through screens, taking hits, getting double-teamed, fighting for every inch on the floor. That stuff is exhausting, and it adds up, especially when you're used to being the fastest, the most skilled, and the one dictating the pace. Suddenly, everyone's as big and fast as you, and they're targeting you every possession.
One thing I keep thinking about, is this just normal rookie growing pains or a red flag for her long-term career? Some people say, she's just unlucky, it'll pass. But others point to those soft tissue injuries as a warning, especially since they can become a chronic issue if not managed right. Think about all the greats. So many promising careers have been derailed by repeated muscle pulls and strains, not the big injuries.
And it's not just about the physical grind. The mental and emotional side is huge. Imagine, she's not only got to adjust her game, but also deal with media questions about every bad performance, every missed game. She's getting criticized for things that most rookies never have to deal with. That's exhausting in a whole different way. When people start labeling you injury-prone, it sticks, even if it's not really fair.
Here's a thought. Does she need to change her game to last? Caitlin plays all gas, no brakes. She's pulling up from half court, she's always running, never slowing down. That's what makes her great, but maybe that's also what's putting her at risk. Some stars learn to pace themselves as their careers progress. Is that something she'll have to figure out?
It's a classic dilemma. Do you stick with what made you special, or do you adapt to survive in the pros? Look at the NBA. Guys like Steph Curry, who's also not the physically imposing athlete, learned to use movement, timing, and conditioning to stay healthy. But even he had to adapt his training, his diet, everything. Maybe Caitlin needs to get even more serious about recovery, load management, and long-term thinking.
Another factor, her body type. She's not the most chiseled or physically dominant athlete out there. Some players like A'ja Wilson are built for banging inside and can take more punishment. Caitlin's game relies on skill, vision, and speed, not brute force. That means she's got to be even more careful with her body and recovery routines.
And let's not forget, women's sports science is still catching up. We're only just beginning to see top WNBA players get access to NBA-level training, recovery, and analytics. Maybe Caitlin's team needs to build a program around her that's 100% personalized. Nutrition, strength, flexibility, sleep, the works. Otherwise, the grind will catch up fast.
There's another layer too, the expectations. She's supposed to be the savior of the WNBA, bringing new fans, changing the game, breaking records. Every media outlet is running a story about her. Every fan has an opinion. Every defender wants to lock her down. There's no rookie grace period. That kind of pressure would break a lot of athletes. Is it a matter of time before it wears her out, or will it turn her into something even stronger?
Let's pause and ask our listeners, what do you think? Is Caitlin Clark just going through the normal rookie grind, or do you see warning signs for her career? Hit us up in the comments or DM us. Are we overreacting, or is this something Fever fans should be genuinely worried about?
For me, I'm in the concerned but not panicking camp. The soft tissue stuff is mostly preventable with the right care, but it's got to be addressed now. The longer you let it go, the harder it is to fix. Maybe this season is a wake-up call, not just for Caitlin, but for the whole WNBA, about what it takes to handle a star with this much attention and workload.
You know what else stands out? Nobody in women's basketball history has had to carry this kind of weight so early. Social media, streaming, international attention, it's bigger than anything before. Even legends like Diana Taurasi or Sue Bird didn't have to deal with this level of hype and scrutiny as rookies. So Caitlin's writing her own story, but she's also the test case for what's coming for the next generation.
And let's not sleep on the positives. She's mentally tough. She's bounced back from bad games before. She's already proven she can adjust her game, lead a team, and thrive under the lights. If anyone can figure this out, it's Caitlin Clark. The question is, can the league and her team support her enough to keep her healthy and happy?
I'll close on this. We've seen it in every sport. You're not injury prone until you are. But we've also seen athletes bounce back and have Hall of Fame careers after rough starts. It comes down to mindset, team support, and sometimes just plain luck. Right now, the ball is in Caitlin Clark's court, literally and figuratively.
So let's wrap with a challenge to our listeners. What advice would you give Caitlin Clark if you had 5 minutes in the gym with her? Is it about slowing down, changing her routine, or just ignoring the noise and playing her game? Send us your thoughts. We'll share the best ones next episode.
And as always, don't forget to subscribe, rate us, and share this with a friend who loves real sports talk. NextGen Unfiltered is here every week breaking down what matters. Catch you next time, and here's hoping Caitlin Clark gives us more to talk about all season long.
Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for more deep dives, hot takes, and honest conversations right here on NextGen Unfiltered Podcast.